Welcome back. You're tuned into Bazaar Morning Call, and we got a very special guest with us here in the studio. Sanjeev Bhasin, Director at IIFL Securities, joins us. Hi, Sanjeev. Welcome to the studio and welcome to Mumbai as well. I think you came in late last night. And good call on the Nifty. We're almost at around 20,000 odd. But what's the outlook from here on?
Well, congratulations to the three of you. The trio is roaring, and who's to question the market. So, Nigel, it just tells you that everyone in the last 2 years has been saying the retail investors will run away. Actually, it's just the retail investors who made money. We can always doubt the intent of the rally or not. It is just the SIP which has been a unique instrument. And Sonia, that is what has made money.
Absolutely.
For the investors, an asset class called equity is making money. Gold is at 62,000, real estate is touching all-time highs only because you own the asset.
Absolutely.
You tell me one thing, why is gold 62,000, if I just asked you?
Yeah.
It's not because of us, it's because of you. Om Sarva Mangal Magile Shive Sarvat Sadhika Raste Shane Trambike Gauri Narayani Namaste Se. You are the Narayani, you are the Lakshmi who has held gold. You in the sense, the lady of the house. You didn't track gold every day. If it was left in Prashant and Nigel's hand, they would have sold it and bought JP and Suzlon.
Nigel, what a low opinion of us.
Not them, it's the men. So if you owned Infosys or you own TCS and you own Lever.
You know, I want to correct you there, by the way. It's a misconception that women prefer gold. Women are into financial assets a lot more these days than
No, it's
than
the
you
hierarchy.
Think, you know?
Sonia,
it's of course the past.
What comes in, you preserve that. I'm saying the holding period. If your mother and your sister and your daughter, you preserve it. You don't let it go out. It's emotional.
But you know, you brought this point out about the equity cult growing, right? I mean, the percentage of people investing in financial assets now has gone up dramatically, maybe with the onset of social media, etc. But do you think that this is something that can take the markets much higher from here? Something that even Prashant was asking you a while back. Is it going to stop now? Do you think there's some consolidation on the cards? Or is it just a one-way rally?
So, Sonia, two simple things. One, this cult is not going to change, maybe for the next many decades, because you all own real estate, which takes 30 years to create. Fixed income is not beating inflation, and gold is emotional. The only missing class was equity, where a 2,000 rupees SIP is there. And the people who have decided to make that an equity class are going to remain put. India will be an expensive market. I'm not saying you can keep running away at the speed which we have. I mean, I pray to God we do that. But in, like I said, there is an old adage, ignorance and arrogance go hand in hand. And you are seeing a bit of both. You are the left out feeling is so large that you will buy anything. And the arrogance is the money which you have, which was parked in China or whatever. So enjoy the party while it is. But yes, definitely we are overstretched by all ballparks. I had said 21,000 by the end of the year. Maybe we have an early Diwali by next week, I guess.
I mean, I thought 20,000 per Diwali would have to drop 21. But Sanjeev, you're good at catching turning points also. I mean, the last time we spoke, I think you were going on a holiday, there was a dip, and the dip did come. I mean, although it was smaller than what we were anticipating. What's your sense? I mean, near term, is there a bit of a turning point? Many are asking that question. That's why I'm putting it to you. Or you think, I mean, no real reason to worry?
Prashant, there can be a proverbial dip, but you cannot have a perpendicular or a parabolic rally. It has to give some breath. Otherwise, again, then the adage will come that you'll see a 5% fall maybe for a week, and that will shake out the... So be there. It's easy to say that you are in or out. It's only the people who have stayed put, and the same people who were talking of 15,000 are now talking of 21,000. So the markets change at a dime. We don't know what will trigger it, but it's not just here. Look at the US. Now, I will not argue on the on the extent of the rally, but all I would say is we will wait for results. We need macros to be playing out proper. There is also the humdrum that maybe the Fed does something or a pause, but he is going to raise rates. So all that little bit is going to be played on the macro front. We've had a sweet rally. The money in the last 3 months is more than you made in the last 3 years.
So maybe, stay in, but tighten the parameters of what you want to own. I mean, have tighter filters now, right? I mean, in terms of quality and other parameters.
Correct. And now, like you said, there are days when the outperformance comes, like yesterday, Bank Nifty caught you on the wrong side. And these type of changes will come there. But the underlying remains, if you have equity as an asset class, you are riding the wave.
At the end of the day, right, every bull market, I think, is predicated on, earnings, right? Improvement in earnings. But this time we're getting some hurdles. So I just request you to stay on. Sanjeev, you want to come in on that? I mean, as an Infosys shareholder, what does one do? Because, the comeback has been pretty sharp in the last many months.
Correct. And we know from last quarter that there was a lot of expectation which got belied. But, Sonia, take it with a pinch of salt. If inflation is going to be 3% and bond yields headed lower, then the attitude is not the next quarter, but the next 6 months. There could be a change in US spending and, all this talk of recession could take a backseat. So we will have to watch what their guidance is. Infosys has been one of the favorites of every institution. And I think that it will meet with a little tepid response given them. But they've always under-promised and over-delivered. So maybe a quarter or so of slight weakness. But, if you took the rest of the case to an HCL or a TCS, they've all made very, very strong comebacks because the pessimism was far too ahead before the results.
All right, Sanjeev, since you're with us in the studio, you normally give us a couple of picks. The last time I recall Piramal Pharma and a couple of other names that did well. Mumbai visit, 2 or 3 picks.
Piramal Pharma, by the way, Prashant is up 55%. Huh?
It's 100,
72 is 105.
100.
And 127, the Piramals have issued warrants. So why stop this stock at 150? So a little bit of, caution, but I want to be with blue chips, Titan. Okay. I think Titan is headed for 3,500. It's an expensive stock. But look at Diwali coming up, look at Rakhi coming up. These days, celebrations are across the board. Rakhi is as much as an emotional festival. And I think that their eye care business and all is doing extremely well. They're talking of 1,000 stores in FY24. So Titan has given you this correction. I would say please enter. The numbers on August 2nd, Prashant, will be better than the last 2 quarters. So I think Titan is an expensive stock, but it's my top pick. Secondly, I saw the numbers of ICICI Pru. Look, I am very bullish on the insurance space. What money you put into a fixed deposit, if you did an insurance SIP for the next 10 years, you will be triple the size. The size of the behemoths, the background or the power behind the promoters is huge, and insurance is untapped. On their APE business, they've seen a little cut, but the protection business has grown. So I think at 540, 545, if I could pick a superb stock to buy, it would be ICICI Pru. Third would be, again, my normal course of Piramals, and also I include HDFC Life. But look, the 3 stocks which are going to outperform maybe in the next 2 years are Zomato, Paytm and PB Fintech.
Okay.
But HDFC Life has not performed at all so many years.
That's agreeable, but it's the consolidation of the Exide takeover. Sonia, they've made inroads into the whole of India. Exide covers the whole of East regions with the small players, Now you can imagine what the contours of size and the economies of scale will play out. A quarter or so has been there. But if you are owning insurance, it's like what HDFC was 30 years back. Yeah. You had to own the pedigree or the bank. Sure. And I think HDFC Life meets that.
Sanjeev, we were hoping that this would be a much longer chat, and it's great that you could come in. Thank you so much for joining in. We have the Infosys coverage also waiting, so appreciate it very much here.
Kudos to you, Prashant. The finest gentleman I know from 2009 is Prashant.
Wow.
The prettiest lady is Sonia, and the maverick, my favorite, is Nigel. So I hope you 3 keep growing, and we see 21,000, and I'll be back in Bombay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks a lot for joining in.
All right, Sanjeev.